Gunlance went through some real nice changes from World to Wilds. This is by far, one of the most fun weapons in the beta and my personal favorite so far. There's a few things to know with Gunlance before you get started, so let's go ahead and dig right in. Gunlance is, well, a lance and a gun. You have a shield, so you can perfect block, and that's the small window when you hit the block button. You can also take no chip damage whenever you do a perfect block, kind of like Lance, or, well, much like Lance. You can also do what's called shelling. Every time you hit circle and you have these in the top left, this is your bullets, basically, your shells. Every time you push circle, you're going to shoot off bullet. Now, these things are amazing because they ignore armor and whatnot, but we'll get more into that later. Now, in the beta, we have normal shelling. There's 3 types of shelling. There's long, there's wide, and there's normal. For the sake of this basics rundown, we're going to just be talking about normal. But know that wide and long do different things. So when the initial game comes out, we'll, if you choose to do those, you'll have to kind of read up on them and understand how they work as well. So right here in the top left, we'll just go over everything really quick. We have your shells. We already talked about that. Right here, these 2 icons, they are down right now because I kind of used them having fun earlier, just testing about things. But this is your Wyvern Fire charge. These are big boom damages. Now, if I had them active right now, or if I could show you what they are, I would, but sadly they are not charged up right now, so we'll have to skip that portion until a little bit later on. You build these back up by hitting things. The middle portion is your worm stake cannon. Anyway, let's just go over each individual one at a time. So Wyvern Fire will do 4 big hits. It's basically a giant cannon that goes off, right? It will do a lot of damage, roughly 40 to 50 per hit. So 40 to 50 times 4, there you go. You do your own math. It's almost 200 damage, if not 200 damage. It has a low to medium range to it too. It comes out very slow when it's used manually, but if it's used in combos, it comes out pretty quickly. You're going to want to use these combos, and we'll go over some of them a little bit later on. Now, the second thing here is the worm stake cannon. Fires off a drill-like attack that hits the monster a few times over a couple of seconds and ends with a flashy boom. Nice damage overall. And then lastly, we have your shelling. This is the 6 icons to the right of the worm stake cannon. These ignore armor and do the exact same damage to any part. Typically, you don't want to fire these off individually because they only do roughly like 10 damage doing this, but they can reposition you, so it is very important to note. You want to use these in combos that blow them all at the same time. Situations will arise where just shooting off some shells where, it's better than no damage at all, but typically speaking, you want to do things like this. Do an overhead smash, boom. There's your burst damage. Now, Wormfire is done. The Wormfire cannon, that is done by holding down shield and pressing triangle and circle. Wormstake cannon is used via combos, typically after a wide sweep using triangle, as you can see right there. Choing. Now, if that happens and you hit an enemy with it, it drills into them. And shelling is just done basically by using circle. You reload automatically nowadays when you run out of shells. Used to, you would go through this animation of, hey, you don't have any ammo. Click, click, you can't do anything. Now it just automatically reloads for you. Big change from previous versions. Now, the combos for Gunlance that are pretty basic, your normal shelling combos are simple. The easiest ones to pull off are anything overhead slam related into full burst. So, literally triangle, 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 rising, anything rising slash. So triangle, circle into triangle, and then B. Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So one more time, triangle, circle into triangle, and then burst fire. That's the one very quick and easy combo to do. Now, this can chain into other combos as well, but that's one of the easier ones to pull off if you're in a pinch, if you have to do damage really quickly, as opposed to, pulling off giant combos. Anytime you get an overhead slam, you can do a full burst fire. That's just solid DPS and something to know overall. And it does get way better. If a monster is downed or you have some time to get this combo off, triangle, 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 circle, triangle or circle, triangle, circle into R2 triangle circle is a big damage dealer. Now that sounded really confusing, and don't get me wrong, it is. So let me just walk you through the easy, smooth brain version of this. So we're going to get out here and fight something really quickly. We're going to build these shells up really quickly as well, because that's going to be the big part about this. So let's see. Let's just go ahead and fight these little fellows right here. Build our worm fire up a little bit. This builds a little bit quicker when you're actually like out there fighting things, as opposed to just kind of, you know, not doing anything. You're just kind of standing around doing none all. But we have enough now to do just the basic combo, so we'll do that. So essentially the easy mode version of doing that complicated combo I was just talking about, literally just spam triangle circle. I'm not even kidding. Just spam triangle circle. And whenever you see 2 volleys of your shelling go off, you're going to hold R2 and then hit triangle and circle. It's going to look like this. I'm literally going to just spam triangle circle here. Now, mind you, when you're fighting a monster like this, it needs to be downed or, you know, kind of not paying attention to you, because it will interrupt you. It's kind of a long string. But here goes. Triangle circle spam. 1, 2, 3. 1 volley. Drill. 2 volleys. Hold R2 and hit triangle and circle. That combo right there can also, right after you fire that off, do another R2 triangle circle, which is another worm fire. You can get 2 worm fires off with that full string combo, and it does an absolute ton of damage. Like I said, it sounds way more complicated than what it is. You literally just need to do triangle circle spam if, you know, you want to smooth brain it. Now, there's a lot of other things that you can do. Like I said earlier, you can position yourself with shelling and whatnot. Honestly, though, when you first start out playing Gunlance, keep it simple. Like, keep it simple, keep it safe. Keep it simple with, like, just your typical rising slash into, like, overhead swings. You know, practice your perfect dodging. But do these things. Do that into burst fire. You don't need to do the triangle circle spam every time. You're not going to get it every time because it's such a long kind of a string to do. But, like I said, practice your perfect blocks when you first start off. Practice rising slash into overhead smash into burst fire. Literally triangle circle into triangle into, well, make sure you have bullets. After that, bam. That right there is enough damage to get you by and do hunts just fine. Then start to get into the more complicated things. Like I was saying earlier, this full combo right here of just spamming triangle and circle. This is a really good one to do if, in fact, you are fighting something that is downed. Usually, like I said, you have some worm fire loaded up and ready to go. Anyway, it is a very fun weapon to use, and I say, like, experiment for yourself. Just this morning, I seen more people on Twitter talking about how they found a hidden combo with this. I've yet to try this out, this hidden combo, but like I said, people are finding things out in the beta already, and it's kind of wild. But experiment for yourself. Gunlance, in my opinion, has never been better. I will probably main this when Wilds comes out. It's that fun to use. It's so fun. I hope this basics guide gets you on the right path to maining Gunlance yourself. Absolutely glorious weapon with a lot of depth to it. Every week, until release, I'll be releasing a basics guide for each different weapon. All 14 until the game releases on February 28th. If you'd like to learn more, subscribe to the channel. We'll be posting Monster Hunter content, short form and long form, on the channel for a while to come. Thank you for watching, and good luck on your hunts.